dissension. I think in a nation like ours, this nation has had the ideal, even though there was a lot of injustice, has been injustice. We've had the ideal that all people should have a place, that we shouldn't have divisions, and all the things that we see in so many other parts of the world. And while we didn't realize that, it was always there, was on the horizon. And everybody, not just in the United States, but all over the world, people in China were singing, "We shall overcome," remember, a few years ago? Because that aspiration of being, having a chance, read in everybody's heart, ringing from the Statue of Liberty and other places that in the United States. And I think that's has been and is still being injured right now by the way these kind of things are done. The way news, people, I think citizens have a duty to be informed, but the press, I believe, has a duty to be accurate and truthful in the presentation of information. Because all of us as individuals don't have a way to get out and get information, but rely on information sources. Those information sources ought to be reliable, I believe. They ought to do their best to tell the truth and keep their personal feelings out of something, or try to give somebody else an opportunity to express personal feelings and prejudices in the name of news. And we see that even here in San Diego. We saw it last Sunday, and some of you might, I'm sure almost everybody did watch Meet the Press. And I saw David, what's his name? David, yeah, he was interviewing David Axelrod. David Gregory.
Oh.
Some of you probably saw it. David Gregory was interviewing Axelrod. And he was insisting that Axelrod explain why the people are disaffected when Obama's been in office and the Obama administration's been doing what they've been doing for a long time, why the people are still disaffected. And Axelrod kept trying to say, well, we've done all these things, these programs, it's going to take a while to dig us out of this ditch and all that. And he kept coming back to that. That would, in my point of view, from my point of view, create some feeling on the part of, especially relatively, everybody's so busy now, running all over running to this and to that place and listening to different sources of news. But it would tend to give those people, most people, the impression that there's a duty to change that disaffected attitude on the part of many citizens. And if they don't do that, then they're failing in the job of being president or running the country. And I think that creates doubt and people less willing to conform or with a program that's designed to improve the country, improve the health care, improve the economic situation, provide more jobs to this country. That's being heard, I believe, by the way journalists present the news, the way they express their opinions, the way they permit other people who may be uninterested in the welfare of the nation to express their point of view. So I personally wish that we could get journalists to present information as fairly and objectively as they know how, and stay out of creating all the judgments and prejudices and anxieties that they create by the way they present news. Thank you.
That was well said. One huge problem or situation that separates past from present and future is that in the old days, the journalism organizations acted as gateways and ensured that the journalism was going to be there, that the professional journalism was going to be there. But now with the proliferation of self-published materials, particularly on the internet, blogs and other websites, the gateways are bypassed. And the people have no no reassurance or assurance that the principles of journalism, objectivity, and accountability, attribution are going to be there. What has happened is that this reliance on the gateways for professional journalism standards is still there. The Union-Tribuneb represents it, so does the New York Times, Washington Post. But people are subject to all of the unprofessional journalism. People who run the websites, people who run the blogs have never been to journalism school. The burden falls then on the people to be able to know journalism when they see it. And it's not taught in school. Nobody teaches any sort of media literacy at all in the United States of America. Yet we now, the public, whether we like it or not, feel this burden of having to be able to tell what is journalism and what isn't. You guys have cards on your tables. If you want to jot down questions and pass them up here, I'll look at them and we'll feed them to the panelists down the line.
Can't we just ask the question?
Ask the Reverend. Can they just stand up and ask questions, Reverend? Okay.
No.
Now.
No? Okay, we got some cards. Write out a card. Does anybody want to comment on the what we just talked about, this going around the gateways?
The world has changed. When I was growing up with Mom and Dad, I'd sit and watch Walter Cronkite. We had appointment viewing. Those guys would work hard at giving you a balanced newscast. That's where everybody got their news from, and we all got a feel for what was the other side was thinking. Today, we don't always hear what the other side is thinking because we gravitate to the news channels that support our own perspectives. And that's a sad thing. I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that this country is so divided in red and blue now, because if I'm right, I'm going to listen to Fox, and if I'm left, I'm going to see MSNBC, and I'm central, I'm going to watch CNN. That's one of the issues. So I don't think these programs, I think they're journalists, but they're going to bring in perspective. There's different shades of the truth, and they're going to bring the shades of the truth that favor their perspective or their boss's perspective. That's one of the problems. That's why it's important to be educated and know where to look to get your information and try to find the information that you see. You can try to find what the truth is, or at least try to seek the truth. And the other thing driving this is the 724 news cycle, which I think is mentioned as the name of the program. 724 news cycle is what's doing this. These cable channels keep beating these things to death, and the local people pick it up, and the newspapers pick it up, and just like the guy that was going to burn the Koran, I was as disgusted with the media coverage. I said, drop it, let him go. Why is this guy a celebrity suddenly? But I'm in the media, and I didn't like it. But they just feed on it, and it's a frenzy. And to anybody, even people inside the industry, are uncomfortable with that kind of thing. But if the national networks are reporting it, I know this is a cop-out, and the cable stations are reporting it, we probably have to report it. And cop-out, but I mean, that's the reality. Because what it does, it builds an interest in this character, and people may turn to your station to find out what's happened to the minister, and they're going to be expecting you to have some information.
Sir, can I ask a question? I mean, I don't want to write it all down.
Write it down. We got to write it down. That's the law.
That's the law.
The chief is the law, and he ought to know the law.
Just a short.
Let's change the laws, okay? We should all have the opportunity to say what we want to say, and
We
I
don't
just.
have time. Write it down.
There's problem number one.
Just a short statement on the gatekeepers.
I accept the responsibility of being a gateway for this moderated in order to make it run smoothly. So write it down and we'll get to it.
Yeah. Better calm this down quickly here. As far as the gateways go, it's true anybody can publish anything. But all these stories that we're talking about don't become big stories until those gatekeepers actually decide to let them in. If the national media, if Fox News or CNN wasn't picking up